Fuck you!
Hi.
I'm telling you, he's
This
one of
guy
the
actually
best
giving us a heads
gamer.
up when the show's gonna go
For the
on.
first
What's going
time
on?
ever. Welcome, everybody, to the Renegade Home Podcast, episode 64. 5 episodes away from that special number. It's a Valentine's Day number, they call it.
Do they?
We're joined.
Do they?
You sure about that? Oh, man. I'm joined by Jonas, the creator, the architect.
Yes, hello.
Yeah.
I was just back there for a second.
Thanks.
I'm here.
Thanks for being here, man. Oh, man. Speaking of men, big, strong men. Assassin.
Thank you. Finally, a positive intro for once. It
Hey,
only took
everybody gets one.
63 episodes to do it, but hey, finally. Yeah, okay, thanks, Holly.
Yes.
Fuck
You know what? Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Nick.
No, we're
did not like that.
demonetized.
That's all it took. Yeah, that's all it took. Thanks a lot, Nick.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Yeah, just let
That's all it
special Nick.
takes.
Let special Nick be our accountant. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Also with us, the dude of all dudes, Holly.
What's up, bro?
DeMarco, dude, what's up, man? Nice. You look dark.
Hello. It's very dark in here.
Okay, and
Yeah,
you got like a
racist.
full-on beard going on, man. You're just letting it hang, letting it swing, letting that beard
There we
swing. There we go. Yeah, you're looking good.
Now I'm all lit up. I want to be shiny clean for all of you.
Yeah.
All of you
it's-
watching.
It's not hard
should
to
be
be
able to see
shiny
you.
right now. I am
wanna be able
so
to see you.
sweaty and like,
Reaching out.
yeah, it's great. It's great. Hey, Jonas, how hot is it up there where you're at?
I'm not very.
Oh,
It's alright. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
nice summer temperatures.
which is like 50 degrees
Brag about it.
Fahrenheit. Yeah,
I don't even know what that means. That's like freedom units.
that is. Yeah, it's a
It
whole
is.
new world over there. Anyway, shout out to everyone in chat. We got I see Game Adaptation Newscast, Andrew Cullinane, It's Timmy, Version 2, Grey Monad, Palpatine. I'm still scrolling. RSJ Fan, what's up, man? And American Fury, as always. The Furious American. Love it. Thank you all so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Oh, yes, and thank you all, panel, for always being here for absolutely nothing. Just because you guys are supporting me as much as anyone else. Means a lot, though, seriously. Palpatine says, you're absolutely growing. I think I might be done growing. My ears might keep growing because I'm an elf. But thank you. I'm glowing. Yeah, I'm shiny. It's fucking hot. Anyway, hey, Jonas. Man, what
Hey.
you been into? You been playing anything? You been reading any books? Watching any shows? I've always wondered, whenever you watch, do you watch like American shows? And do they
What do
have
Norwegians watch?
what do Norwegians watch? And when you do watch shows, do you watch them in English or
just
do you
stare at sheep all day?
just yeah?
Do you
How does
have
that work?
TV where you come from?
Yeah. No, actually, we just sit and listen to the good old.
You just ride
radio.
Word.
He has to
This is
light a
radio?
fire.
If
Norway, or
there's
do you all
nothing
just
on the
have
radio,
records?
if there's nothing on the radio, we just go out and watch like sheep, salmon, and other animals.
He puts
Oh,
the L in
like-
salmon.
It's fancy.
Wait a
I
minute.
love
So you
that.
don't,
That's
so you
the
don't go in the
English.
middle of the field and
British
just start
English.
yodeling?
I
Yodeling?
can actually hear him do that, like in my head right now, like echoing
No,
throughout the mountains.
No, I've been meaning to jump back into Elden Ring. The DLC is fantastic. But for some reason, I opened Steam and I'm like, oh yeah, Civilization 6. Let's play some of that.
Right, that good old faithful, right?
So just been dragged back into Civilization for the past few days.
It's addicting. I'll fix those
It
name
is.
tags, by the way.
Just one more turn, man. Just one more turn.
Right, exactly.
I've heard that Divinity 2 is really addicting as well. Just
One
It's
day,
something
Marco. One
recently,
day.
I saw a tweet about it, about how addicting Divinity 2 is.
Would
Mm.
it be your own tweet?
If it was on Twitter, it must be true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No
sorry.
community notes even.
No community notes. No, they just said they just said Divinity 2 is such an addicting game. It's incredible. And did you know that Red Wolf is Jonas and Jonas is?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
obsessed.
going to say there's some things missing there in the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I got you. I
You
Red
need
is
me to
blue.
change things over again. Like
Red
I
is
mean,
blue.
you're missing one of these.
Let's see.
Oh, one of these are
You
missing.
should be. Is that right? Boom. Is that good? And now, person 6. Hang on, we're trying to figure this out. Anyway, yeah, Jonas, I am curious. Whenever you watch, do you watch like Netflix, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have Netflix over here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, that's not. Listen, my question is, whenever you watch Netflix, do you watch it? Is there do you watch it in English?
Yeah.
That's just fascinating.
I'm speaking it right now. I'm quite fluent in
I
it.
didn't
But
even
to be
notice.
fair, there's probably not that many Norwegian dubs, right?
Well,
Yeah,
that's
no,
what I was
but-
gonna. What's the word? What's the word? Not nationality.
There's
what's
no
the-
we don't do dubs.
English.
Like I know some countries do dubs, but we
And they're horrible. Like whenever
yeah,
it's
we don't
spoken
we
in
don't
one
really do
language
that.
and dubbed in another, it's really bad usually. Yeah.
The only dubs for Norwegian I can recall is like children's movies or the like. Like I remember like watching Harry Potter, the first ones on VHS, and you could either buy the original one or the one that was dubbed.
that sounds awful.
Yeah, no,
Shout
I'm
out
happy
to-
to live in a digital age now.
Harry
Shout out to
Potter is
Mandalorian
sacred.
Martin, Chobun, and Lotus Esprit who just jumped in. Thank you guys. I know Xbox is down. We're going to talk about that because nothing else going on. So it's like the power's out, but we actually have lights. Like when Xbox servers go down, we're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Draw? Play cards?
Oh, he has a question for me.
Oh, yeah. Does he? Question for Assassin. What is your opinion on the Xbox outage? Yes, please. Assassin.
My opinion is that it sucks. It sucks. The thing is, even if you have a disc version, you can't play it. Which again, always requiring online should not be a thing for consoles, and I think that it should be dealt with. But Xbox is not the only one experiencing outages. PlayStation is doing the same. I can't remember if you can't play discs on PlayStation if the internet is out, but I'm not going to take the time and figure it out right now. We got a podcast to do. Sucks. That's all I got to say about it.
There you go, Martin. Thanks for the question. Anyway, well, hey, Assassin, what have you been playing? What you been into? TV shows, books, anything
Well-
like that?
TV for me is pretty much inferior to gaming. That's just how I am. As far as what I'm playing, Elden Ring, I've put a good couple hours in. I've been streaming it over there on Twitch. And playing Siege with my friends. By the way, they're on board with me doing my whole YouTube Twitch thing, and they're very excited about, being involved in it too, so for more of that, and I'm already editing my second video. I did try out Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess, the demo last night for about 20 minutes. It's pretty good. Surprisingly, see, this is a strategy game I can actually get behind, where I can actually see the characters up close and actually, bond with the characters that are being presented. And the action, it's basically just action hack and slash combined with real-time strategy, so surprisingly, it's a good mix. One that only Capcom can do. Speaking of Capcom, we'll talk about them in a minute, but let's go to Holly. Holly, what have you
now
been
to
playing?
you. Tell us about the
Why
weather.
is it anything but Call of Duty?
Oh,
You
I
have that
played
chicken
Call of Duty. I do
You got that
not.
chicken
I'm
bundle?
not. As soon as they announced that, as soon as they announced that your purchases aren't moving to Black Ops 6, I stopped spending money in Call of Duty. So, I will finish out the season that I have, and I will get all the free stuff, which I am doing, but I won't spend any more money in Call of Duty. And DeMarco is so proud of me in this moment. I already know. He's very disappointed for me before now, but right now.
In this moment, this singular moment, I
That's
give you
right.
2 thumbs up. I give you 3 thumbs
For
up
at
if I had him.
least 3.5 months, he's going to be a very proud man.
Until the next one comes out and you repeat your bad habits, and then I
Well, you know,
get disappointed.
nobody's perfect.
again.
Po Buddy's nerfect. Okay. And then I've been
We could
living.
strive to be, Holly. We could strive to be.
I know. But there are other ways for me to be perfect.
But
this
there
is
are other
low on the
ways, like
totem
buying
pole.
the chicken.
That's
like
true.
buying the chicken costume when it comes out in Black Ops 6, and you get the chicken costume.
Passive meanness. Exactly, Palpatine. So
What is a meanest?
did you see Po Buddy's nerfect do it to passive meanness?
It's
I,
Minas Tirith from Lord
I
of the
don't
Rings. Anyway, continue.
Meanest.
With the first two. There we go. There we go.
I just saw that meme of the Lord of the Return of the fucking. I don't even know if you guys have any idea what I'm talking about. So instead of Sauron's eye, it's that really stone dude's eye, like the super red, like, and it's on Sauron's eye, and the title is like Lord of the Return of the fucking. Anyway, sorry, Holly. Go ahead.
It's cool. I haven't seen it. Maybe it would be funnier if I saw it. But
I think it's in the Discord.
it's-
It's in one of the Discord channels on the Red Wolf thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Which you can join
Well-
in the description below.
Uh-huh.
So
think.
soon.
Maybe.
Ooh, Lotus.
Oh,
Um,
Lotus! Thank you so much, Lotus. Lotus dropped a $20 super chat. Thank you so much. That is so nice.
That's a really
They
cute
said,
little
Woot!
sticker.
I know, what kind of, it looks like a Nintendo.
like It does. Like a old school.
I love that. I can't
Yeah.
emote. I'll have to mess with chat settings. I have a new setup that Jonas
It's
helped me out
Masher. Masher is a video game controller who's full of energy and knows all the best button combinations to have a good time.
with. That is fantastic.
Look at
You hear that, Lotus? Oh, I love how there's characters within the super chat world.
It's
I
the
love that.
YouTube verse.
Lore. The deep lore.
It's
The
the
Marco
deep,
knows
it's
all
the
of the
deep
YouTube lore.
Yeah, they're building a whole YouTube cinematic universe with these characters.
Oh, the YCU. It's almost like the YMCA, but it's for you and not anyone else. Anyway, Holly. So once more for the final time, please continue.
Well, I didn't get to play much last week. I was out of town, but I got home Saturday night, and I've been working very hard on my Elden Ring DLC. Still not done, but I'm pretty far. I have all the main bosses except for the final boss done. I've been kind of not wanting to do that so that I could run around and do all of the side stuff before I go and do that final boss.
So that's where I went wrong. I got distracted right away.
Well,
Yeah,
I
you
did
started-
too. I ran around first, and I accidentally found all of the main bosses. It was pure accident. And then I did the second to the last boss before I did Mesmer, and Mesmer is before that boss. And I was like, whoops. Because I did the thing, got through the boss, and then there's a thing, and it's like, you need to do this, but you can't until, because you need this thing from Mesmer. And I was like, didn't kill Mesmer, so I went back and killed Mesmer. But now I'm like, I don't want to do the
American
thing
Fury.
until I do all the other things. There you go.
That's fantastic.
the story. Yeah, I did a lot of things. That's
And stuff.
I love
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
Little
Hey.
shenanigans.
Hey, look at this. American Fury. Thank you so much, man. A $5 super chat. He says, appreciate you guys. Keep up the great work with a very beautiful bicep. Yes, I love that. Love that. And it says their first super chat on a live stream, or is it just this? Is that your first super chat ever? If so,
Yes,
I'm honored.
on a live stream.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you guys, all the support. It makes me want to cry and pee and stuff. Makes all the liquids want to come right out of me all at once. That means a lot. So thank you for that. Oh, man. DeMarco, hey. Look at you. Just look at you. Is that a PAX shirt, like from PAX? Or is that like some sort of...
PAX East, baby.
Did you go to that?
2022. Yeah, I did.
Nice. Oh, wait,
That's
yeah, you
what-
sent me a picture. You sent me a picture where you were dressed up, right?
Yeah, I was dressed up as the Mario Brothers, and that's where I got this Elder Scrolls map, and then it's signed by Shirley Curry.
That is... Oh, my God. I didn't know that. Dude, that's so cool. For anyone who doesn't know...
And you
Shirley
have it
Curry-
rolled up in a corner?
He just had it
I've had
waiting
it
there.
since 2022, and
And you
it's
got it
supposed
signed
to
by
go...
Skyrim Grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
crazy, man.
That's Shirley. I have pictures. I have pictures with her. There's her signature right there.
Oh my
It's
God!
not
What
gonna
did she
focus,
smell like?
but
Did she smell like Werther's original and spearmint?
Keep her away from red.
I she explicitly said,
What the shunk?
Red Wolf Renegade, stay away from me. I don't want him to smell me.
Oh,
It was her own words, not mine. No, did
Sorry,
you not
Shirley.
see? Did you not see? I had a YouTube short that went viral. That was me asking her questions, and then it got covered by some gaming news outlets. So gaming news outlets were covering
Cute.
my question to her because I was like, my question was, if you can ask Todd Howard one thing, what would it be? And she just goes, Todd Howard? And I was like, yeah, Todd Howard. And I was like, if he was here right now, what would you ask? And what would you say? And she goes, how about hi? And the
Oh,
entire stadium
God.
died laughing because it was adorable.
that is so.
And then
cute,
she's like,
man.
I'd probably tell him to hurry and finish up Skyrim 6. I want to play it before I die.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember
She's
that
in the game.
article.
And there were
Yes.
articles that covered it, and I reached out to some of those news outlets, and I was like, hey, excuse me, that was me. I asked that question. I have a YouTube channel. Can you you
That's
list my name on
wild,
it?
man. I'm having
And
like
I did that to 2 or 3. I emailed the writer, and I was like, hey, I don't care if you do or not. It's just like I've never been featured in an article before, and I'm kind of geeking out over it, so it'd be neat. And
that
some
was
of them
you. I remember this. I
Yeah.
remember. That's wild. That was you. Look at that.
Yeah,
we got him locked. We locked him up.
Hey,
him on the
there were
channel.
big
Superstar.
publications that were saying
Yeah,
We have a
that's wild.
They- they're
superstar that
headlines.
says Mario.
these articles. Mario,
Emilio.
Whole body's nerfing.
but and
That's
so
so cool,
so
man.
anyway, yeah, I went to PAX. No, I've been playing a buttload of Doom,
The first age
Which
of
one?
the second daughter. Blah, 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 blah.
whatever voice that is that I can't do.
Yeah.
The first age.
I love that.
So
I love that.
the 2016, baby,
Nice.
gotta go back.
I've been playing that too.
Like,
Yeah.
gotta, because I didn't realize when I played Doom for the first time, I didn't realize how much lore dump there was, but it was like very hidden. And then in Doom Eternal, they kind of just like smack with all everything about the Crucible Knights and all the different actual factions and the war that went on, and it gets kind of a lot deeper with it. So I wanted to go back because my first playthrough,
Whoops.
I was just going through listening to Mick Gordon's soundtrack, going like headbanging the whole way through.
Is
Having
that
a
the
blast.
Roost Sandstorm?
Yeah. And I was just listening. And so I was not paying attention to any of the story bits whatsoever. I was just like, let me kill some really cool things to some metal music, bang my head around like a lunatic, and have a good time. And I did. I had a great time. But now I'm actually paying attention. It's really cool stuff, actually. Not gonna lie.
It's really cool.
It's neat
lore.
how they.
It's really
neat
cool.
how they built this whole universe out of, like, hey, here's a guy who just murders demons, and to think that this came from a game from the 80s or 90s, I apologize because I'm not old enough to know when Doom came out.
Well, so
When did Doom come out?
I think it was like 90. It was in the 90s, 97.
93.
90s.
93.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Because
what
they
I was
were
gonna say.
messing around with like the first like true 3D games back then.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
Daggerfall.
remember Elder Scrolls Arena was 94, I think. It must have been like around the same time with messing around with the same technology.
Because they were in the same engine, weren't they?
I don't know.
Maybe. I think they were trying to do the
years.
same things, and they were like, oh no, like the Doom engine came up before us. I think that was the thing.
The original Doom engine was just called the Doom engine. Arena.
Okay.
Live fact-checking
No,
right
it
now.
used a different one. No, it used a different. Open TES Arena
Yeah.
was powered by DOSBox.
DOSBox.
An
Das.
engine
I
was
was
written
just
by-
about to say Das Box.
Das Box. Das uns.
Das uns, Das Box. Oh my god.
Das Box.
Du hast?
Du hast. Das
I like
Box.
that I'm the only one that actually speaks German here, I think.
What did I just say? Das Box. I just said the box.
Das
right?
Box. You said the, and then I don't know what box is auf Deutsch, but you possibly just said the in German and then box in English.
That's what I think. That's what I thought I said. So I might be able to speak German. Too. Speak German too. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Hey, did you ever finish Doom Eternal or get far enough? Or
No. I was playing
Okay.
on the hardest difficulty, as is the right
Oh.
way to play every game. And there
Not
was
that
one boss fight. There was one boss fight against. I don't know if it was the final boss or close to it. I was very near the end though, I believe, and she was a nightmare. She was an absolute. I tried for. It took. I had more time trying to get her than I have on any Elden Ring boss
He hasn't
that I've
reached
gotten stuck
Millennia
on.
yet.
No, I haven't reached Melania yet, but
Well,
it took me longer to get past her, and I just ended up giving up than it did on Margit, and Margit was a nightmare for me.
Malekith is harder than Belania.
whoops. Well, hey, look, you need to keep playing it then
That's
because the
Arcane Realm,
lore.
by the way.
There's more lore. That's all I'll say. Keep playing. Keep playing.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to fix these. There's like 3 assassins. Oh yeah, like there really is 3 assassins. Is this the right one? There we go.
Shout out to Arcane
three
Realm in
assassins.
chat, by the way. My brother is here. My brother in arms is in chat.
There
To
we go.
actually see and hear from him.
Hi, Arcane.
There we go. There we go. Everyone's.
See, me and Holly, we love you very
Alright,
much.
what are we
The
talking
other
about? What are we
three
talking about today?
things
Let's get into
compare.
it.
Let's get into this ding.
Let's
dang
hop into
thing,
it.
Eh?
Let's get into it.
Oh, and I've been playing Dragon Age and trying to finish it before.
No one cares.
Which
great,
one?
Perfect. 2.
Nice.
And let me just say this. I said this last night on Cult Show. Cold Eastwood. Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age has always done what everyone's mad about since the second game. What everyone complains about, it has been done since the second fucking Dragon Age. And
What
I will just
complain about.
but then they complained
In the
about it,
gameplay, like the
just like the
schizophrenia?
tone and the characters and how silly it is. It's like it's everyone loves Origins and I love Origins too, but it's like either you're not a fan of it anymore, stop waiting for it to go back to what it was like. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but like because I love Origins and I love the dark tone of it, but it had a complete overhaul in the second game, and that's where it's been ever since. And I guess I just forgot about it until I started playing. I was like, man, like. Everyone is, like DeMarco said, player sexual. Not everyone is player sexual like DeMarco's player sexual. Everyone is player sexual, as DeMarco said in a few episodes, to be clear.
What does that even mean?
It means that everyone wants to
Fuck you.
Sorry,
What are
Nick.
we talking about? What was that? Me and Holly, we both had the same reaction. Like we're like, huh?
DeMarco, please describe
This
player
is going off the
sexual.
rails. Please, DeMarco, please educate us all before episode 69 comes.
So-
No, wait.
Then you got to turn around.
Player sexual meaning
Player sexual is the idea, the concept that when you play a game, if all the characters are attracted to whatever gender the player is playing as, then the NPCs are considered to be player sexual. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female or a non-binary character in the game. The NPCs, if there's romance options and they are romanceable companions, they will be romanceable.
Everybody wants
for
to
you.
freak you.
right. It doesn't
Everybody
mean, like,
wants to woohoo. Lots of
Exactly.
they're all
Oh,
waiting
Baldur's
for some
Gate, isn't it?
snoo. All of
Isn't
them
that just
waiting for
Baldur's Gate
snoo.
3?
It's like Mass Effect.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
That's exactly right.
No,
yeah.
Mass Effect they have preferences.
Yeah, Red. See, it's that
It-
attitude is why
it-
Dragon Age will never come back on top. Like,
Maybe you didn't play it
Again,
the same way I played it.
what happens-
Everybody loved me.
No,
Literally.
Dragon
What
is
happens when you
only
don't
romanceable
karate?
by a male character.
What's that?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Mass Effect is a little
I know
Oh,
for
like
a
a
fact that
Garrus
Kaden-
or
right.
I know for a
Garrus, you
fact that Garrus is only romanceable by female. Caden is only romanceable by male.
can't- right.
I guess.
So they're not. They have unique preferences.
Yeah, yeah. And Cyberpunk did it
It's
really
just
well.
because it's not-
Yeah,
it's not real
Cyberpunk. I was like,
Mhm.
because I played a male V, and I was like, Judy would be my
yes.
choice, and Judy was like, bitch, please. And I was
Yeah,
like,
you
dang
got
it,
so
it's the
far.
only one that I like.
I know you're about to like go swimming with her, and she's like,
Yeah, you're at the
Before-
cabin thing, and she's like,
just so you know, I'm not into that. And you're like,
you're like,
go put on my
seriously?
wetsuit.
I just did what for you? How much for you? This whole freaking game? Like,
So
yeah.
good. Yes, they did.
And
it
then
really
Pan Am can't like stop trying to get on. You're like, brother, no, ew,
well.
no.
Brother.
Ew, brother. Ew.
I did like Pan Am, but she was a
I'm
little
saving
extra.
myself for Judy. And Judy was like,
Right.
wrong choice.
Sorry, you
Judy's
should've
not
waited.
saving for you.
Yeah, I love that. By the way, everyone in chat, there's let me see. There is 20. Hang on. There is 22 people in chat, and only 12 of you hit the like button. My God, please help me, God. Please hit the like button if you're having a good time. Well, we haven't really got started. Let's do this thing. All right. So hey, Resident Evil 9. The director, Assassin, listen, you're the one who brought this topic on. Bring it on, baby. What did the director of of Resident Evil 9 say about Resident Evil 9 and the future of Resident Evil 9?
You were about to say Assassin's Creed 9, weren't you?
Yep. I don't know why.
I'm gonna
I'm
be
pretty
right
sure we're past 9
Okay.
in that series anyway, but
I'm Jonas.
let's see, Resident Evil 9. So this was a surprise from Capcom Next, which premiered a couple days ago. They had the director for Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. He went into a little bit of detail about the development of that game, how certain things were scrapped, how the people at Capcom, they realized that, again, not pleasing the hardcore audience, they went towards action. Resident Evil. The reaction was not well received at all. So that was one of the things that the director
For
talked about.
Village
How
wasn't well received at all.
No, he was talking. No, he was talking about at a point when Resident Evil 5 and 6 were not well received because it had more
Mhm.
action and horror.
Mhm.
So he talked about
So where
going back to
where is
Resident Evil's roots.
where is Biohazard on that spectrum of action to horror then?
Oh, it's
I know that
It's
Village was really it's more towards
It's
horror.
It's the most
definitely
horror-based
more
one
horror.
out of all of them. Yeah.
Okay, because
yeah.
Biohazard I thought
Horror.
personally was their best, and Village I thought was not scary enough.
Yes, that
And
is.
I liked the
yeah,
scary.
again, he
I
talked
loved the
about.
scary.
Yeah, he talked about that. He talked about. I've never seen a developer admit this, but he said that Capcom, like they as a brand, Resident Evil, between RE5 and Biohazard, it was not great. That franchise needed a reboot. Biohazard performed well. It did commercially well. Receptive-wise from fans, critics, it did very well. And so he talked a little bit about that and how he wants to make sure that Resident Evil stays on that track. So we talked about Resident Evil 9. So I can't remember for the life of me his name, but the same director who directed the Mercenaries mode for RE5, Resident Evil Revelations, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is the director for RE9. And he mentioned that we will be hearing about it soon.
That's exciting,
get-
man.
So, do you remember?
Apparently,
do you remember
it was
when?
supposed to.
yeah. You
Yeah?
okay? Okay, I'll go.
You remember,
So
DeMarco? You said you remember when what?
You remember when after Resident Evil Village had come out that there were interviews and the studio was saying how it was too scary and they toned it back, and everybody just looked at those articles and yes,
Yeah, Village.
they
yeah,
said,
I remember
oh
those
yeah,
articles.
what it was too the game studio said it was Capcom. Someone at Capcom said, oh, it was originally way too scary, and so we dialed it back for the release, and everyone's like, what? Like, what do you mean you dialed it back? Why? What? Huh? And everyone was very, very horribly confused. So my question is, so they needed a reboot. Biohazard achieved that reboot. They succeeded on the horror aspect, balancing with the action aspect of it. Then they went to Village, which went more towards action and less towards horror. And they intentionally said they scaled it back. So with RE9, when they say that we want to stay true to our original vision and we want to try to go back to some of those old concepts and bring, go to our roots, what does that mean for RE9? Does that mean they're going to be doing a little bit of a Village? Like, Village was the best medium, because I'm fairly sure it commercially did very well, I think. So is that like Village was the best medium and that's the route they want to go? Or does that mean they want to stick with Biohazard, which I thought was at the very least 4 times more horror than Village was? And I
Well,
preferred.
Assassin, do you want to talk about how the director talked to you about how Resident Evil had always been third person, and for 7 they drew it into first person? Well, do you want to talk about
That was
part?
another thing that that was one bit that actually I wanted to learn more about. Resident Evil has always been third person focused. If you go back to the original, it's been that way since the beginning. But when they switched it to first person, they were like, well, at the time, third person was can't really see everything. But in first person, you're being forced to basically see everything and be immersed in the horror. In my opinion, either one works for me. I don't care if it's first person, if it's third person. Depends on the vision that the developers behind the scenes they want to do with it. But again, first person, it was the right decision, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It did bring back a lot of horror elements, and we have the remakes of 2, 3, and 4 that loved the third person. Then we had Biohazard and Village to a certain extent for the first person.
And
I think
Village
people
brought it back. Just to shoehorn that in. Sorry, Village brought it back, so it actually gives you the option. We're seeing more options.
You have to finish it first, right? You have to finish it in first.
Do you have to
you
beat
have
it?
to finish
Right.
it first.
I don't know if you have to beat it or not. From what I understand, you buy the DLC, which unlocks third person, unless they just happen to update it for free and which unlocks third person.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. I think Holly
No,
was
he
about
was
to
just
say
talking about
something.
how
I'm a great
them
host.
choosing a first person option for that game was controversial behind the scenes, because a lot of purists at Capcom, they were like, Resident Evil has always been third person. They were just like Red, it's always been third person. It doesn't have to change. But in order to fit the vision, to bring horror back to Resident Evil again, at the heart of it, they had to make it first person. They had to do it, and like we said, it worked out well. It's sold 13 million copies since its release. It's one of the best-selling Resident Evil games in its history. So I'm very excited for RE9. So go ahead, Holly.
I really like Resident Evil. I think 7 was terrifying, like absolutely terrifying, but in all the right ways. Like,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I had to do the cover my eyes and scream thing and just like not look while I just is
scared.
And that fight with Jack around the bottom or with the bodies and the chainsaw.
Yeah.
No.
I can't tell you how many times I had to redo it because it just scared the bejesus out of me.
Do you guys remember when
he
we
was like,
found
"What?"
Mia the first
I would
time
run into him.
at the beginning of the game, and we tried to leave with Mia, and she all of a sudden she turned, psychotic, started attacking.
That wasn't
you
as
with a
scary
knife
to
and
me
shit.
as the the house stuff. Like once you got into the house and Jack would jump out of the walls and stuff like that, like.
Yeah,
oh
that
yeah,
was fun.
yeah.
But what I was gonna say is that I feel like 8 got a little bit of a bad rap sometimes from people. Not, you know, it's objectively not as good as
Cool
7.
setting. I think a
But
cooler
it was a
setting
cool
than
set.
7.
I loved the different locations that you went to. Like the Dimitrescu house was cool. I
Yeah, the
loved
Beneviento though.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
on.
But I loved the baby's house or the doll house.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that was my favorite. Yeah,
Beneviento.
okay, yeah. Because it was more old school puzzly, right? Like and terrifying.
Exactly, and it was horrifying at the same time.
Yes. Yes. That was my favorite part of that game, to be honest. But I think it was a good balance though between horror and action. I think they were trying to bring a little more of that action back in. But when you do that, you know, sometimes you sacrifice some of the horrific aspects to it or the shock and awe stuff, right? That they had with 7 because it's a different. The supernatural portion of 8 was a little overblown to me, and I thought the final boss fight was pretty dumb.
With
But
the metamycete that makes the mutamycete that has a voicey mycete with
I was like, what
Yeah,
a weird
I
name.
did-
Are
I
you saying
did
my
like-
seed? My seat? Oh, it's my seat. Like it's one word. I was like, oh, what a-
mutamycete makes up by mycete, which infects you through the megamycete,
which is
and
his
all of these
seat,
mycete,
and
which
your
is
seat.
his seat that creates the all
Her
seat
seat.
of the
The whole
mighty
seat.
mycete.
Right. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So,
I get it.
in short, you're sitting in the wrong seat.
Yeah.
he said,
can't
"Sit on my
sit
seat."
I'm trying to
Sit
I
on
haven't
the
said
seat.
this.
Yeah.
Sit on the
my
seat.
God.
Yeah, when it comes to the critical
Lady B.
reception for Village, Marco, when it comes to the critical decision behind Village, it's usually
was-
the more open area segments that got the most criticism.
Oh yeah, I think me and Holly are the
I
only
wasn't-
ones that got that.
Well, it wasn't really the balance between action and horror. It was more or less the open areas of that game that got a lot of flack, which is, again,
First off,
Resident Evil
pause.
as a franchise doesn't really need it. But,
you're laughing at what I said, right?
Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
it is.
all right.
No, it wasn't
Um,
what you
it's
said.
just-
It was the gestures that
You're
came
like-
with.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. No, I agree.
Wow,
I agree.
wow, wiggle,
It was,
wobble,
it was
wazzy,
the
waddle,
moments in
doo.
between, like the
Thank you.
castle,
That's what she
because
said.
the castle brought. Yeah, the castle that brought back. Who was Lady Dimitrescu inspired by? She was inspired by
Mr. X?
Mr. XX.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
Uh,
Mr. X.
Yeah.
So you know, they brought that back, which had those horror elements because you knew she was always wandering, which reminded me personally a lot of Alien Isolation, which is one of my favorite horror games, or scary games. You had the Beneviento house, which harkened to me. It brought me back to RE7, which I thought was great. You had the swamp monster and the werewolf guy, which were fine. And it
I
was
didn't have a
all
problem
those
with the
moments-
enemies. Did you have a problem with
No,
it being
that was
like? Because somebody brought
it
up in
was the-
chat, Shoban, that it was vampires and werewolves and dragons instead of zombies.
Yeah.
But I
Jovan
don't
says
have a problem
RE9
with
is going to
that.
be skinwalkers and aliens. Go ahead, Holly.
I don't have a problem
No.
with it wasn't a problem with the enemies. It was just that there was so much diversity in them that there was no possible way you could have when you go from Beneviento to, and I think I'm getting this out of order, but like that swamp monster, like the giant fish guy, whatever his name was. There's no way with those many antagonists that you can maintain a consistent level of horror. So more often than not, what would happen is the game would really lull you into a sense of security, and you could just relax and breathe, and you weren't so scared anymore. And the moments where you were scared, because they had to distribute the way they showcase the horror elements to you, because they needed to distribute that across what 5 different or 4 different antagonists, they couldn't use Lady Demetresque, like by the time you were done with Lady Demetresque's castle, her whole shtick was getting old. By the time you finished Beneviento, that one was a bit shorter, but you could argue that kind of got a little old before they started throwing in shocking elements to it with the whole baby thing. So
A really good
they
point
couldn't
too.
instead of giving just to finish up, instead of giving just Lady Demetresque all of these different horror elements to make it one scary thing that constantly kept you on your toes, you would stay there, become comfortable, and then move on to the next thing. And that in between also was not scary.
No, you're right. That's a super good point. Is the fact with 7 is that you hit Jack, but you never take him down, and he's always the antagonist, right? The whole time, and so you always have this element of when is he gonna pop up? I don't know.
Right.
Whereas you're right with that one, you do an area, there's a build up, there's a fight, and then it calms down. You move to another area, it builds up, so you kind of already know like this is going to happen, right? You just
right.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a really good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, really well said, DeMarco. Hey, Jonas. First of all, love that adorable little cup that you just drank out of. Can I see that again? It caught me off guard. I was like, I love that. Look at that little thing. Oh my god, I love that. That is,
Yeah.
I don't know
So,
why.
Holly,
I'm
you-
obsessed
you
with coffee
beat
cups.
Village,
Little coffee
right?
cup.
Did?
Well,
Did you catch that Resident Evil 5 reference, by the way, in the fight with Hauser?
It's been like what, 4 years since that game came out.
Yeah, so
barely
Chris
remember what I
Redfield
did
was a
2
part
days
of the
ago.
game as well. And
I
I just now remembered this. In the fight with Hauser, he calls Chris a boulder punching asshole.
Oh,
I
Call back
did
to RE5.
not.
really?
I did
I'm
not
like,
catch
so
that.
the whole time I was like, wait a second. How does everyone in the RE universe know about Chris punching a boulder?
They
How
leaned
does
into
everyone
it.
know that?
They kind of have
Yeah,
to lean into it because they're like, listen, you either
Especially if
become
he
the
comes
butt of the
back for 9, right?
joke. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, but
Jonas.
I just want to know, how does the story get passed around? Does Chris just like tell everyone? Every bar he meets, like, yeah, I punched a
Yes.
boulder. Yeah.
Would you not?
How?
Yeah, I'd be like,
You
I punched
walk
a
up
fucking
to
boulder,
a
bro.
boulder. You walk to
No
a
one would
boulder and
believe
you
me.
just
Boulder, I barely
And
met her.
that-
Right, exactly. Yeah. I barely knew her.
That would be the correct. I walk up to this boulder. I barely knew her. Oh, right in the kisser. And then
Like this.
Exactly. He said, right here. Do it. God, that's so
Punch it.
great. Oh, I love that. I love that for you. Oh man, speaking of, just,
I was at
anyway.
a stand-up thing this weekend, and the comic goes, it was like an open mic, and the comic goes, he goes, yeah, when I get road rage with people, I don't do anything. I won't scream, I won't yell, I won't get frustrated in the car, but I've been learning sign language, so I'll do some random sign language thing in the car so I'll just go like this. And then, or I'll do some sort of motion in sign language that's just an arbitrary thing. And instead of getting mad at the driver, I just hope that at least 1 out of every 10 just is so
No.
baffled by what I'm doing in the car
Right.
that it ruins their whole day. They're like, what was that? They're sitting down for dinner and they're like, what was he doing?
Are you okay, honey? He's like, nothing. I just had a thing happen today. Just... You haven't touched your peas. Nothing. Nothing happened. It's fine. Just got in the car. Speaking of fuck you, shout out to everyone. Fark you just joined. Chobun, Galveston is here. Colt Eastwood is here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate everyone hanging out with us. Oh, look at that! Game Adaptation Newscast says penis, which is I love that. It's just something I never thought of. But hey, guys, if you hadn't hit the like button, never mind. You did. I just now checked, and we're totally caught up. The amount of viewers matches the likes. I love that. I love that. Speaking of love, Jonas, are you a fan of Resident Evil? Do you ever play these games?
No,
I like
haven't
how your
played any of them.
transitions have
Okay.
just become. Speaking of this thing, here's this other random point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would pay good money to watch Jonas play Resident Evil on camera.
I would love that. I would
I
love
would
that.
too, to
He
be honest.
streamed before on Twitch. He can stream. I've seen it. I've seen it happen.
It can happen.
Stream some Resident Evil 2 remake.
It
I
can.
want to see you. play
Oh,
that.
Resident Evil 2 is so good, man.
Do it.
Jonas, are
It's
you
gonna
a
happen
big?
as soon as Assassin goes on camera.
That's when it will happen. Jonas, are you a big horror
Stop.
fan?
What's a fair trade-off? Am I a what?
Big horror fan.
Horror.
Horror fan.
Horror. More so in movies than in games, to be honest.
Is it because like the delivery is different? You're not. You like to just see it play out instead of having agency.
I don't know. It depends. Like, there's certain styles of horror games that I may enjoy, but most of them just don't speak to me, to be honest.
Okay. Like not they don't
It's,
speak to you, like they don't call you by name.
Have you ever played Amnesia: The Dark?
Yeah, that's one of the ones that really works
Okay,
for me.
alright.
Yeah, Amnesia, the first
Gotcha.
one, that's really good.
Yeah, that was classic. That kicked
Oh.
off PewDiePie of all people. You could have been PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I mean, my
It
God.
kicked off most people. It was
like, "How's it going,
Jacksepticeye,
guys?"
Markiplier,
It,
PewDiePie.
it came out at the same time when the whole playing games for people to
The
watch
Let's
on YouTube
Play.
became a thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Big time.
back when
100
YouTube
people.
videos had to be
Yeah.
10 minutes or shorter. Now they have
Oh,
to
do
be
you
10
remember
minutes
Let's
longer
Play
in
era?
order to.
So weird to think back about that. Yeah, that is
Mhm.
wild. It is wild. Okay, well, so yeah, so this isn't your cup of Joe.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's just not a franchise I've looked into too much. I don't know if it would be my cup of tea or not.
Well, and it's sort of probably intimidating for someone like there was someone in chat who says it might have been Galveston who said someone in chat mentioned that they own them all and they haven't played them all. There's too many games to play, and the franchise is huge. And it's all connected, so it can seem a little intimidating if you're wanting to jump in and you're like, where do I even begin? As it's like Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
just like
isn't the exception. so it's not
Convoluted
necessarily
story-wise in order
connected.
to.
Sorry.
It can be like convoluted to get into story-wise, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you
Yeah.
would just have to accept the fact that you're not going
It's
to want
not
to go
that big a
back and
deal.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
like
not really that difficult. RE2 Remake is the one that you want to start with if you're going
I-
to jump into that.
I
It's
agree.
a really good
I
game.
totally
just
agree.
period.
Just
Yeah.
start
Yes.
with 7.
Well, that wouldn't make
So-
sense.
I started 7 was my
so-
first one, to be honest, and it
was
scared the
mine
effing
too.
loving poop sticks out of me.
And
But
it
after
gets
that,
you into
they're all
the
easier after that.
modern- it gets you into the universe in a modern format, and then
Mhm.
you go to RE2, which is a remake, but it still has those old school tropes in it.
But it's a
So, you're
fantastic
already
remake.
invested.
3
Yeah,
sucks.
both
I
of them
didn't
are
like
great
3.
games. Both of them are
100%,
amazing masterpieces.
At that point, you're not going to be as turned off by because you see some of the dated, more cheesy game mechanics that are still there, even with the remake. So because you're already invested after having played 7 and 8, you're like,
Sure.
well, I do like Resident Evil now, so you go back and play 2, and you'll overlook some of that stuff.
Did you
Well,
like 3? Did not like 3.
It's not
I
that I
don't
didn't
really
like
want
it.
to
okay, and
It's just
3 is okay for what it was. They
yeah.
they cut a lot of the content from the original game, and Nemesis kind of.
Nemesis I don't like.
They did not want to do the same thing that they did with Mr. X again
Mm-hmm.
with Nemesis, but at the same time, they just made it running joke halfway through. Like, it's just quick time events. Like the main fight was more action based instead of horror based. I mean, 3 was okay for what it was. I would have liked to see more. You can beat it in like 5-6 hours. As
Yeah,
the RE2
absolutely.
remake, it'd be beat in like 15,
Right.
20. But one thing that I didn't realize, RE3 remake was not developed internally at Capcom. It was actually a outside outsourced studio, which is why when they developed RE4, they made the decision to develop that game internally due to the reception of 3. They didn't want to cut any content, even though they fucking did. They cut out the U3 boss fight from RE4 remake, which makes me a little salty there, but hey, at least it's in there with the Separate Ways DLC. So
Assassin,
RE3
you're getting-
remake, it
you're
could have
getting
been better.
hysterical. I need you to calm down.
Dude, you're getting a little off.
Whatever you say, Commander Leopard.
What? I don't know why. It's creative, at least. I like that. Commander Leopard. Leopard.
With its
Anyway.
5-finger French whatever.
Yes, 5-fingered fried
You
French.
guys can't do my insults, can you?
It's
Oh
difficult.
my god.
You're special. I love it. You're special.
No, no, it's
not like
not.
that.
No, it's not. You four-headed fry fucker. No, it isn't. It's not
That's
that
what
hard.
it is. Oh, I love the four-headed fry fucker. I like that. Don't make me take my hat
Not
off.
that
man.
hard.
Anyway, Jonas, what are you drinking? Is that tea? Freshly
That's
brewed
coffee.
tea? Oh. From your
Just
bean
straight up
tree? You
black
pluck
coffee.
it right out of the bean tree out back?
No, it's one of those small capsule things.
He has the Norwegian
We have grocery
seals.
stores
They
and-
bring
like
it to
that.
everybody's doorstep.
I don't like that I
I-
said bean tree.
Yeah, the
Okay.
I got one of them bean trees in my
You
backyard.
offended yourself.
Yeah, I was like, why did I say that? I don't like that. Anyway, shout out to everyone here hanging out with us. 25 people here with us tonight. I really, really appreciate you guys. If you're new here, thank you. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. My mouth is burning. God,
Going
these
from-
toothpicks. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Mm.
How many toothpicks have you gone through so far?
I
God.
enough
trying to-
The mix
where
wrong?
I can cover
Yeah,
really
it's the same
quickly.
ones. I'm trying to get rid of them. Go ahead, DeMarco.
Before the show started, Assassin, you brought up a new interview regarding Avowed, and I don't know who
Wait, we're not done
here
with
is
Capcom
excited
yet.
about Avowed. Oh,
No, no,
we're
no.
not done with
Let's-
Capcom. Okay.
Let's
we
go
have
to
three
Avowed.
games.
Let's go to Avowed
All
because
right, fine. Let's take a break. Let's take a break and go to Avowed. That me
Yes.
and Marco are gonna be the only ones playing.
Oh, it's in
No.
third person, so Red's excited
I'm
now.
excited, and that's what I want to talk
Oh,
about.
yeah,
Go ahead,
that's
go ahead.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
so
to
how is
DeMarco.
this worked out?
So
Take us away.
there was a new interview on Windows Central. I read through it. That's what I was doing at the start of the show, and I left some highlights on some things. If you have not seen the extended gameplay, the Xbox podcast had some extended gameplay that they showed off after the Xbox event that happened somewhat recently. And so this new interview covers a lot of that ground, but there is some things that I think are worth addressing. First and foremost, they mentioned how, and this isn't going to come maybe to a surprise to anybody, but they mentioned how the response by the community when the game was first shown off was very, very mixed. People didn't like it. There was people on this side, people on this side. Nobody was happy. Everyone hated it, or everyone loved it. There's no meat in the middle. They specifically mentioned the combat because everyone was like, ugh, gross when they saw the combat. Obsidian says that we already knew the combat needed polish. However, the feedback from the community, it wasn't a big shock to us, but the feedback to the community brought us to accelerate that process a little bit. So we saw some of that improved combat in the latest showcase in the extended gameplay. There were some neat little things that I liked. For example, if you're using an under-leveled weapon for the enemies you're fighting, that's when sort of the weapon was just bouncing off of them as you tried to hit. And then once they leveled it up, they were able to swing through and more effectively attack enemies. So it looked a lot better. Combat flowed more. Enemies reacted better. There was more feedback on the impact of the weapons than what we saw before. So all those were improvements that they made. And it was again on their radar, but a good player feedback is really important at these stages of development, right? So to continue to offer your insights. They also mentioned that if you grow tired of your current playstyle, you can respec your character at any point. They said you can't get. Some of you
I wonder
feel
if
about
it's going
this
to
in
cost something.
They don't.
Like
Unless
larva
I did-
tier Elden Ring. You know what I mean? Where there's like a significant like you need to consider if you really want to do this, or if it's just a, hey, you're tired of playing this, no problem. Here, just go do this. It's 200 gold or whatever, no big deal.
That sort of addressed it. They said we want to let players be able to do as they see fit. If you grow tired, you can simply reassign your skill points and completely change your character. So it sounds like it's just going to be almost like a I think Cyberpunk doesn't the new version of Cyberpunk let you just say refund this point, refund this.
You're
point,
like,
refund this point.
just let me just try this again. Assassin's Creed games recently have done the same
that
thing.
sounds like the route they're going.
No, the
That's-
Fantasy
and
Creed
that's
games
awesome.
have done it recently. Get it right.
A lot of them have done, and I just feel like we're at a point right now where we're giving play. I mean, this is a testament to, a lot of these developers recently have been giving players way more options lately, just to say, you know what, if this one thing really is ruining your day, how much effort, how much resources do we have to use? How much time is it going to take to fix this one little issue? Honestly, we're not talking about how much time it would have taken to turn Cyberpunk into a third-person game, but they clearly had an idea for how that would work to begin with Avowed. People didn't like the combat; they wanted more impact. How do we make that work? Is it too much? Is it gonna take too much time? Starfield. Sorry, I gotta talk about Starfield. How hard is it gonna be to add sliders with difficulty?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay, thank you. How much is it going to take to change this little detail just to make, you know, a large percentage of players happy? So this really gets me. It's really surprising to me that So they said that the third person specifically was a thing that they changed just within a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it was more recent.
This
they
is
didn't
going to
plan
be
on
your
it, but
segment
they
as to
said
why CD
later
Projekt
on.
Red didn't do it.
No, I don't.
I swear to fucking God.
No, because I think Cyberpunk was really nailed how to do a good first-person RPG, and I was wrong. It's not that I was wrong. I sort of learned to accept their vision. I started to understand where they were going with it. But yeah, I would like to have more third-person elements. I would have loved to have more third-person elements in Cyberpunk. Like maybe whenever you go to talk to someone, the camera pulls out to third person and has more of the cinematic camera that The Witcher does. Like the camera slowly panning instead of just swapping from your character to the person that you're talking to back and forth, back and forth. The Witcher had a really nice thing where it would pull way back and it would have a panning camera around you and whatever. So it's really good to hear.
You guys hear that?
What is it? The sound of tears hitting the floor?
Can you hear that? Every developer around the world just heard Red and is now putting first person as their main priority in every video game ever.
Oh shit! Because I
Person
said
everything.
Right. Please God.
Because you
don't
accepted the vision. Here we go.
Fark, you said yes. Can I help you? You rang. Fuck you. Anyway, but yeah, it's so cool that, so to your point, DeMarco, it's awesome that it really goes to show how far player feedback can go whenever it is constructive criticism. And that was a valid point. I think the majority of people that saw the combat for Avowed were like, feels really floaty and weird, and then the people that were like, I hate everything, they're like, we're not listening to you. Seriously, give us feedback. What can we do to change this?
Which is exactly the approach. It's exactly the approach that Bethesda takes, right? Where they even said, like, a great example of this is Maddie's interview. Now, we have to keep in mind that Todd Howard showing up to do an interview with Mr. Maddie Plays is as much a PR thing for them as it is a good thing to see, right? So there's a marketing aspect to that, and a kind of a PR part of it. So, but in any case, the fact that they're willing to show up, like Maddie has been critical of Bethesda, the things they've said, but he presents it in a logical, a cohesive way that actually provides some level of actionable takeaways versus just screaming to the moon about why this sucks and this is terrible and I hate this and this is garbage and you guys all suck and go die and developers are terrible and learn to make video games better. That's not useful. So studios are receptive of that. They also said, I don't think this will come as a surprise to anyone, in regards to Avowed, they said that you can't get every single skill in one playthrough. Shocker. I know.
Wasn't expecting it in the first place.
Yeah, everyone's very surprised and sad and startled by it. I know.
Do
They
we know
did
the
mention
game
that
length
there's
yet?
no
Yeah, the Outer
passes. Probably mostly roguelikes that want you to get as powerful as possible. Like Risk of
What was
Rain
the
2.
question?
Huh?
Did they say a
Thank you.
length to the game yet?
No.
25
Well, they
to
say
30
roughly
hours,
the
I think.
same. They say about the same size as the Outer Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said 25 to 30. Because the Outer Worlds you can do in 10 hours, but if you want to do everything, it would take like 25 to 35 hours in that game specifically. Again,
Right.
they're focusing more on quality than quantity. A lot of
Yeah.
people may complain like, oh,
Yeah.
well, Obsidian now has the funds and resources to be like Bethesda. They need to be big and bigger open worlds and do all this and that. Obsidian's not Bethesda. If you were hoping for that after Microsoft acquired them, that's on you. Microsoft acquired Obsidian because they're Obsidian, not because they want them to be like Bethesda. Get that through your thick skull, for God's sakes. Ollie, what's your take?
wiggle wobble, what's it, wado.
There's your
That-
take.
Wow.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to get through the rest of this really quickly.
Yeah. Please.
So they mentioned, there's only a couple more bullet points really quick. They mentioned that getting the third person was not just something that's tacked on a couple months before release. They said they basically had to double the amount of animations because they need to have a first person representative mesh that's doing for both perspectives, right? So they basically had to double the amount of animations there. So it's a lot of work that goes into it. And that's I like that they talked about that too in that regard, because I think sometimes people are just like, oh, just pull the camera out, like it's so simple, and all those people are speaking and have just dirt in their brain. So that's not how video games work. That's not how they're made. And try to make one yourself, and you'll figure that out in 15 seconds. They also mentioned that they're putting, they specifically asked that they don't want to just be wandering around the world doing fetch quests. I think especially now, games that are coming out now are not really going to be influenced too heavily by Starfield. It's just too recent. Games take 3 years to develop. A lot of plans are already in place. But I think when a lot of people look at Starfield and they see the procedural content and how that game handled it, a lot of people go,
Ooh, brother.
especially with some of the quests.
Mhm.
Especially with some of the quests in there, I always go to the example of the tree quest, where the tree in New Atlantis something's going on with it, and it just ends up to be a gigantic nothing burger of you going from location to location, where it could have been something super cool.
Right.
So they said, and we have to see it to believe it, but they did say that we're putting as much effort into all the side things that you can do as we are in the main stuff. And some of it's going to be shorter, but all of them are distinct. None are copy-paste experiences. They're all content that engage the player with the world and give them a chance to roleplay. We put the same focus to our side content as our main quests. So there was that. There's a lot of dialogue in the game. They mentioned there's a lot of dialogue. And then there's going to be the last point here, there's no controversy with player sexual NPCs, because you can't romance in Avowed.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I don't want to buy it.
What the heck? Really?
That's. I mean,
Oh,
hey,
that
don't
they did the
have
same thing with
romance.
the Outer World.
That makes me
We
happy.
do not have romance. We thought about it a lot, and was it worth investing our time, or can we just make really flesh out the characters and make them interesting and central to the story? And that's what the priority they chose to go with. I think they made the right call, because honestly, romance in games pretty overrated in 9 out of 10 circumstances. So I'm happy with that decision. But there you go.
Very.
Surprise in Mass
Not to say that. Honestly, Mass Effect for me was one of the ones that did it really well, but because it just depends on who. Anyway,
I agree with that.
well, thank you. It doesn't need to be done in every single RPG ever, but this definitely. And again, even in games like Cyberpunk, keep bringing up Cyberpunk, they had a very heavy focus on a very small amount of characters that you could romance, so it felt really. They did it really well. Instead of making a ton of characters that you could romance, that was very shallow. It was deep, to no pun intended. Anyway, I'm really happy about that too. So I agree. Jonas, do you love this game? And how many copies of this are you gonna order on your Steam deck?
Jonas doesn't care as long as it doesn't say civilization.
Huh? No.
Can you romance in
I'm
Civilization?
not.
Can't
I don't
romance
Hey,
in
think
can you
Country?
romance the
can
whole
become
army?
very good friends.
Can you fuck the whole army?
We can become very
Can you
good
just
friends.
make a harem country and send it over to a different country and sleep your way into
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Everyone's
no,
like,
you're-
"Ooh."
Your way into
I
enemy
think
territory.
you're
You're
looking
horn
for the
dog.
Total War series.
No, you're
That's-
thinking about you're thinking about Crusader Kings.
Crusader
You're
Kings,
thinking-
yeah,
yeah,
Manor
yeah.
Lords, or
Crusader King. You're
Banner
thinking of
Lord.
Crusader Kings.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
so funny.
about
They have a game for that though. Isn't that hysterical?
what? Yeah, for what?
That is
Like
funny.
you guys, like Holly and Ed are making jokes about it, but they literally have a game for that.
Wait, you can actually.
Look, I opened
there's a game where
Steam
you
the
can
other
save
day
the
and
whole
it was
campaign.
recommending Orgasm University,
Yes.
so I'm not surprised that
Oh,
there's
is that
a
it?
game.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's Todd's project. He's like, and it just
That's
It
Spy
works.
Team. Spy Team. Or Big
Oh,
Monster
Brett, you got the
News.
wrong phrase.
Remember the trademark for Big Monster News and nothing came of it? There we go. We solved the puzzle.
I'm scared. Yeah, Jonas, you excited for Avowed? You're an RPG fantasy man.
Yeah. I was really excited when we first saw the initial teaser trailer. And then I wasn't that excited when we saw more of it.
Yeah.
Right now, I haven't decided on it. To me, at the moment, it feels like a game I might check out and visit once I've played everything else I want to play and nothing's on the table for a while, and it might have come on sale on Steam or is on Xbox Game Pass or something. But it's not. It's not looking like a run to the store to buy a day one sort of game for me right now.
That
Okay, so
teaser
no-
trailer has fucked them up so much.
That's
Like,
yeah.
they
That
should,
was
in my
a tone
opinion, they
shift.
should not have done it. They should not have done that. They should have
Yeah.
just shown the game off for what it was. They shouldn't have set any expectations at all. That way, maybe Red and Holly would have been excited from the start. Hopefully.
Well, I
But
was excited from the
probably not.
start because the teaser
Yeah,
trailer
because of
was
that
the
teaser
start.
trailer. Because that teaser trailer. Yet, see,
You
the
would
thing
have
is,
remained
like-
excited
like, if you
since the start.
if you look at all of the other Xbox studios that have shown a teaser trailer and then they show the gameplay, it fits. Like when you see the teaser trailer for Fable all those years ago, it still fits what they show recently. You see State of Decay 3, it still fits. Like all of them. South of Midnight, when we see Clockwork Revolution, hopefully. All of them match.
Judas.
But Avowed just did not. That is
Who
true.
you calling
Judas
Judas?
said, yeah, that's actually a good one too.
From the Bible?
Um, No, the other
Can you
one.
imagine? Whatever happened to that
Moving
Jesus
on.
game? Remember the Jesus game where you play as Jesus and you touch people and heal them and stuff?
Yeah, that's still a thing.
Is that still
Skate
is that
3?
third
Yeah,
person?
it's been a thing. It's
Oh.
it's first.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe in that game. Sorry.
Do you believe?
Stupid joke. So-
Anyway,
go
so 2 out of us 5 are excited for Avowed. Wait, no, 2.5. Right, I forgot.
yeah,
One
what do
thing
you
about
feel?
that whole third-person thing about Avowed? Why didn't they show that off as early as they possibly could? I mean, we're a few
wasn't
months
ready.
away from
It
launch.
wasn't ready yet. It
Yeah.
wasn't ready.
That's what I was saying, Assassin.
get
They
that.
literally just
I
did
get
this
that.
within a year.
I get that, Red, by by showing it off so late.
Well,
People have already made up their minds
of it
about the
this
game.
way.
Third person is not going to change it.
It did
think
for
of
me.
it this way: if they did show it off when it wasn't ready, people would be like, "Well, this looks like shit. I'm not gonna buy
I'm
that."
not even gonna. Yeah.
Lose,
Yeah,
lose.
that's fair. That's fair, Jonas. I'm not saying that you should have showed it off when it wasn't ready.
Assassin.
I'm just saying
Assassin.
if they'd
Why are you
shown it to
yelling,
third person.
Assassin?
I have all of you turned me up is my question.
No,
I-
no, it's
I
good.
think what it comes down to is it still baffles me to this day when studios do not decide to follow in, for whatever faults people might have with Todd Howard, follow in his philosophy of wait for 5 months before the game comes out.
Right.
And I'm all for
Yes.
showing, like, I think, for example, Wolverine and that teaser was perfect because you could argue it set a tone. What did it set the tone of? Wolverine? Like, that's just his character. So, Avowed, instead of showing this 60-second really cool thing and it's all dark and gritty, just have some more generic fantasy stuff, right, in there. If they want to show it, because obviously, as we know, they do part of these teasers. Blade was another example. They do these teasers to attract talent. Like, hey, look at what we're working on. You could work on this too. You want some of this, right? You get this game on your resume over here. So they show it off. Same Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones was a great teaser. What'd they show him picking up his hat? Like, a desk and him picked up his hat. That was the whole thing. So would be nice if studios did that more, where they shortened their release time. That would solve all these problems. It would solve the third-person problem. It would solve the tone problem. It would solve, things not being ready.
I'm a big fan of the Fallout 4.
What is it, Holly?
Yeah, no, I agree with all that, and I think that the only reason to show a game like years and years early is for the same reasons as like Something Wicked Games, who do some concept reveal to attract new talent to the project.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only excuse.
Yeah, there's this indie team that I follow on Twitter.
They just had concept art for a long time too, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they put out a teaser. But the teaser, again, it was just very broad. It was like, here's this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there's this indie team on Twitter that I've been following for the past few months. The team is Yellow Brick Games. They showed up through game back in April. It's basically Zelda meets Shadow of the Colossus. It's a very cool game. It looks fun. And again, it's coming next year. In my opinion, if they're I do agree with DeMarco that I think a lot of studios and publishers should wait to show off their games as close as to launch as they possibly can. At the same time, investors just don't care. They want to show off the game. They want to show they want to show their peers what they're working on. Again, to attract talent, like you said. It's not going to end. I mean, certain studios and publishers can get away with it. From Software did for years with Elden Ring. Rockstar right now is getting away with it with GTA 6. Just depends on the studios and publishers and what reputation they've gained as well. Bethesda, it was a mistake for Bethesda and Xbox to put a date on Starfield 2021 for, it's coming out November 11th, 2022. That was a mistake. Should have just waited until Top was ready.
For what it's worth, they were very confident in that date. Like, there are interviews where, and take it, believe it, don't believe it, that's up to you. But they were very confident in that date, and then they made the right decision, clearly.
Yeah, they did. They made the right decision, and yet it still came out unpolished.
It's still unpolished, but it was their more polished experience as far as their releases go.
I do not want to see what that build was for 2022. If it had launched in 2022,
I want to see that so bad.
Memes would have been hard.
Can you imagine?
Just imagine it gets an update in July and it says, shit, we uploaded the 2022 one. Oh no!
I will put this on the creation club. Bethesda, I will pay
2022 version
oodles of creation club credits if you put the 2021 build of Starfield up on the creation club to download.
That'd be great. I would love that.
Oh yes, because I want Starfield to be more barrenless and nothing to do.
Hey, Galvus said, will it really matter though in the end? No one will have to buy it because it's on Game Pass. No reason not to try it, and I'm sure Xbox will throw a few full screen ads on the Xbox startup on release. Yes, exactly. I mean, it
kind of does matter. It's like when we were talking about Avowed earlier this year, when we asked Red and Holly, are you guys even gonna try it? Guys were like, nah. Even though it's on Game Pass.
Oh no, I never said I wouldn't try it.
I asked you guys. We asked you guys, and you guys were like, nah, it doesn't. No, it's not for me.
I was all
no. Yeah, I love Obsidian, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying what I thought it was going to be is not. what it looks like it's gonna be.
Right, and for me, it was the exact same way that I felt about Outer Worlds. It's actually quite literally the exact same feeling that I had when I went, oh my god, Obsidian's back, like New Vegas. I had these flashbacks of Fallout, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be great. And for me, you guys know how I feel about RPGs in first person, and I was like, oh well, I'll give it a try, and I did. I tried Outer Worlds, and I was like, this is really cool, but something's missing, and I feel claustrophobic, and something about it just didn't hit with me.
Takes you for that.
I want to come back to it though, but I did try it, and I put like a good 2-3 hours in it or whatever. And I do need to go back to it. But it's the same way with Avowed.
He was about to say 2 minutes. He was about to say 2 minutes.
I played for like 3 hours. Somebody go check my time on Outer Worlds. I don't know. Galvin said I'm looking forward to playing the game. Yeah. But yeah, so we're all pretty much really excited for Avowed.
Back to Capcom.
You want to go back to
Ollie,
Capcom,
go back to
baby.
Dead Rising?
Hey, take us away, Assassin, for the next segment of Capcom news. Da-na-da-da-da.
I was gonna give this to Holly because she loves Dead Rising more than all of us.
Wow, wow, wiggle,
Right,
wobble,
Holly?
wassy, waddle, woo.
Thank you,
Uh-huh.
Holly.
Okay.
That was her excited dance noise. Yep.
Yes, Holly, please talk to us about how they're calling it a deluxe remaster, even though it's actually a fucking remake.
The DRDR. Yeah.
Yeah.
DRDR.
Yeah.
Just the dur.
Dr.
that is some good. That is a good title. The Durder. That is
The Durder.
version. Yeah.
Doctor.
Do you guys like Dead Rising? I love Dead Rising. I don't really like zombies.
Fun
Never
for a
tried
couple
it.
hours.
Never tried it.
Couple hours. Get the shunk out
It's
of here.
like
Get
good-
the
Get
shunk.
that man out
it's
of
like
here.
good for a couple hours. It's
Get
fun
out.
to go in, smack
Get
some
out.
things, then you're like, all right, I.
No,
smacked
but there's
stuff.
always a new dumb weapon that you can make.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We were just talking about this
Yeah,
last
but
night.
like,
You don't pick up a golf club and swing it like a baseball bat in Dead Rising. You use it like a golf club, and like there's even like special abilities with each weapon. Like, wonder what the special ability for this weapon is, and like you
Or-
hit golf balls or
Yes,
yeah, go ahead.
that will like explode in their faces. Or
Right.
you'll pick up a golf club and like a kitchen ladle, and you'll like bastardize the two together, and it'll do some like ridiculous spinny thing that'll like
Yeah, and you're
mow
like-
through people. Like
Yeah.
it's so good. And then like Dead Rising 4 is just, it's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good because
get
it's
back
got the
into it.
Christmas theme too, and everything has like glitter, confetti bomb
Right,
stuff, and like,
lights and- yeah.
oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love Dead Rising, and Frank West is hilarious. And like, you know, it was funny because Capcom was talking about how like the zombies in Resident Evil and the zombies in Dead Rising are two totally different things. And then they were showing like the upfront effects of Dead Rising the original, and they were just like, we were so confined, right, by technology at that time that like you couldn't put any detail on any zombie. It was like, it's a miracle all of these zombies are on the screen at the same time functioning
Right.
as it is, right? So you can
then you look at
imagine
what like Warhammer 40K is doing, or Space Marine with the
Right.
guys.
Oh, was it Terminids? Or was it Tyranids? Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but that's a new game, right? Like we're talking about like 2006,
I know. It's
right?
just-
Yeah,
Versus
yeah,
so,
was
so it should
unheard of.
be
Yeah.
yes, it
That'd be
should
sick,
be
yeah.
like modernized up to that, and they were showing like some of the, you know, gruesome detail of like the skin peeling off and stuff like that on
Right.
the zombies. And
They remade it in the RE engine. That engine, I
Yep.
swear to God, is Capcom's greatest achievement.
It's
For
their
all of their
UE5,
games.
isn't it?
Right. I'm about to hit him.
Why? Why?
Well, to do that, you would have to come on his camera.
Like right on my camera, like
Oh,
right
God,
into the
never-
lens.
Oh, good dude.
Right. Thank you, Jonas.
to
Thank
on
you
the
for reminding me of that. Never
Fuck,
mind.
do it! Yeah, exactly.
I was about to say.
Spit on that
I was about
thing.
to say. Did this triple nipple chinchilla really compare Unreal
Come on,
Engine
Assassin,
5
spit
to
on
the
my
RE
thing.
engine?
Hawk to me.
You know
Here,
that
spit-
girl is like rich
Am
now.
I?
Spit in my
Yeah.
mouth, Assassin.
How?
She's like,
How
she's, like,
how did
selling
you monetize
merchandise.
this? No way.
She's selling merchandise. It's like it's Hawktua
Yeah.
24, like election year.
She was with
Hawktua
Shaq
24,
in
like,
Tennessee this weekend, and like, yeah.
yeah, she's doing interviews.
Hey,
like
Go on, girl, get all of that money.
That's
'Cause
right,
It's about
listen.
20 seconds of fame. Take it,
That's
and
right.
you're set up for.
That's right.
Yep.
And her life
And
will
save
be
it.
ruined within the
Invest
next
it.
Yeah.
1 year.
Invest it.
So, use it wisely.
Anyway.
More like 20
Maybe I
minutes.
should move over. The Norwegian crown is really weak right now.
Oh, there you go. There you
Anyway.
go. Come on, save us, Hawktua.
You
Save the
got some
Nords.
bullet
Dream,
points,
baby.
Ollie, if you're interested.
What's that?
What is it?
I was trying to say we have some bullet points about Dead Rising, and we got some
Yeah.
information
Let's
from
do it.
them.
There was a timer
see.
in the. Somebody was asking. Yesterday, somebody on Twitter, I put up a post like how excited I was for this to come, and somebody asked like there was a timer built into the original game. It was really annoying, and I think during this, I would keep wanting to call it a direct, but whatever they're called, their show. I think they talked about how they were taking that out. for
Oh,
this.
really?
Assassin-
How?
yeah,
how, though?
Assassin-
They are.
Yeah. Because they were like, nobody liked it. like-
Well, I agree, but but how? Because the timer was really integral to a lot of events that happened in the game. So I wonder if they tied it to event progression more so to the time. So essentially, meaning like you would go kill a boss, which would then trigger an event over here, and then you would go do something over here, and then like way back in the map somewhere, it would. Like for example, I always bring up in the middle of the mall. You could go out to the outside area, right, Ollie? There were the dudes driving around in the Jeep, and you're like, fuck, and like you just could not, you could barely get past it because they would just shoot you and kill you. But they wouldn't actually appear until a certain amount of time had passed. And they would actually disappear if once a certain amount of time would pass. So that makes me curious how they've dealt with that with this new thing. So I don't know. It's good because I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it, but it gave me anxiety. I felt like I was speed running everything.
Yeah,
all the
I
time.
don't like timers on stuff. Like, that's
it
why
makes
I hate quick time events with a passion. Like, they are my arch nemesis. I fucking
there's a reason
hate
why they don't
really
really exist
event.
anymore. Because you're not alone.
I hate them. There's a few games every once in a while that kind of have them, and you're like, okay, that's tolerable. Like Telltale games, right? Like,
Hi-Fi
like,
Rush.
okay, that's fine.
High five.
But
Rush.
Make it
beyond
viable.
that, I don't want it to be an actual gameplay mechanic. I hate that. And Insomniac uses it, here and there, but it's not.
A lot of PlayStation games use it. God of War is notorious for it. Last of
Famous,
Us,
like-
Naughty Dog. Almost
But
all of
I hate
I don't think Sucker. I think Sucker Punch is the only one that doesn't. But I'm surprised you don't like that mechanic, Holly.
I hate quick time events. I hate them.
They're not fun.
Oh,
I'd rather just.
Hey.
I would so much rather just watch a cutscene.
Thank you. Right?
all
Yep.
4 of us wake up tomorrow, and every game is now first person with quick time events.
Right. I love that.
Anyway, sorry. So, Assassin, you had bullet points?
Well, it's more or less just same information as what they talked about, but the director for the deluxe remaster said they wanted to keep the gameplay of the original because that's the core mechanic of Dead Rising. There are various quality of life improvements, such as autosaving. Was there no autosaving in the
yeah.
original?
No, you had to run to the
Jesus
bathroom.
H. Christ.
You had to run to the bathroom to save. I remember that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Revamped modern controls for modern controllers, of course. The UI has been redone and been improved. It's new voice. Let's see. Well, it's now fully voiced in 11 languages. Subtitled in 9.
What about
let's see,
Norwegian?
The digital edition
Is
comes
it in
out
Norwegian?
September 19th.
Does it say Norwegian?
I don't think so. It does
Damn it,
not say
Jonas.
Norwegian.
Jonas is not gonna understand a damn thing.
But,
we're saying. Just like right now, he has no idea what we're
digital-
saying right now. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't even understand what he
Digital
just said.
edition comes
I don't
out
understand what he just said.
September 19th. As if September wasn't already crowded enough. Physical edition comes out in November. For pre-order at $50 instead of the normal 70, which is surprising. That's pretty good in my opinion. It's 50.
Okay.
And that's about it. And well, using the RE engine, it can run 4K up to 60 frames per second. And that's about it. Oh, great.
Okay.
Capcom just completely announced this out of nowhere. Hey, DeMarco, like you said, announce the game in June and it's coming out in September.
Look,
Capcom is following your click.
I'm a huge fan of the Fallout 4 announcement model. Come out in June, tell us that your game's coming out in 6 months, and that's it. Done. Case closed. Like, I am not a big fan of hearing that a game is coming in 2 years, and then it winds up being 4. And fine, take your time, right? But like, as gamers, we're spoiled. Like, you need to know this and you need to know that, and it's like, no, you don't. Just tell me the games that are a year less out. No more than a year. I don't want to know what's beyond that, because there's enough. Like, especially now, we're spoiled with games. There's so many games. You don't need to worry about what's coming in 2026 because there's all of these other things.
People are still playing games from like 2016 and backwards, so it's
Yeah.
The backlogs are just going to keep growing. By the time that all of us are retired, like, well, only things we'll be playing is our backlogs, if I'm being honest. But fun fact,
Especially
Holly, I don't know if
games,
you
yeah.
follow Capcom as much as I do. So Capcom did a survey. They sent out a survey to a bunch of people who have bought their games back in May. And the results actually just came in a couple weeks ago before this announcement. They asked, what game or franchise would you like to see make a return? And they listed all the games. There were people like saying Onimusha, there was Breath of Fire, some people said Okami. And one of the top ones was Dead Rising.
Thank
Then
you.
a few
I'm
days
so
later, they
glad.
announced it.
Because I was
Dino
like,
Crisis was number 1, by the way.
it's been so long
Crisis.
since Dead Rising 4, and like Colt and I always are like, Dead Rising! I love Dead Rising! But like, I don't really feel like I hear that many other people talk about it, but like, I just kept saying I really want another Dead Rising, and if it's a remaster, that's fine, because Capcom knows how to do this, right? They know how to take their old games and zhuzh them up, and I'm good with that. Especially if that one's modernized, because the controls are pretty jank. I'm just happy that there's something in it and it's not completely dead. I was a little worried about.
This is something that I have massive respect for Capcom. They actually listen to their fans. They don't just go in a direction completely blind. I will say, one of the survey questions that they asked, what's the biggest complaint you got for us, guys? Well, it would be great if you could reboot all of your IPs. Dino Crisis was the most requested, by the way.
Assassin, did you see that, speaking of Okami, did you see that for the Kunitsigama, the Path of the Goddess, there's the demo, and for people who play the demo and buy the game, they're giving this like Okami skin and Okami something, which I never played Okami. It means nothing to me, but I know that's a big deal for some people.
Okami is basically Capcom's version of The Legend of Zelda. It's a very good cult classic from the PlayStation 2 era. Came out in 2006. But basically, if you beat the demo and you pre-order the game, if enough people do that, if enough people beat the demo and buy the game,
back then,
and they're going to give everybody who buys the game and beat the demo that Okami skin for free.
It's a good way to test the interest in Okami as well.
Are we talking about the where you play as the wolf god that paints reality?
Yes, that's the one we're talking about. If this is their way of gaining interest, then well,
or gauging it, see how many people are interested in it enough that they put it in the queue, right?
Right.
This is not
Or
a
an
big
F.
deal to do a skin.
Or an
That-
O
not
because
that big
it's
of a
okay with
deal.
me.
Can we? I'd rather get a new
I got it.
Musha
Thank you.
from Capcom.
He's not laughing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Drake Williams. Oh, I don't know why I did the noise. What's up, man? He says, then where's
Ain't that
Dino
true?
Crisis?
That was the most requested IP to come back from Capcom. The Dino Crisis community just swarmed that survey. It's like, please bring it back. Please bring it back. Well, I want Dino Crisis. It's my favorite game of all time. My
Yeah.
favorite Capcom game of all time. You guys, really? You guys are going back for a game that's so old. Again, I want to know what the fuss is all about, so I want to see it get remade. Just the fact that Dino Crisis took over that survey.
Yeah.
Maximilian Dude actually made a video about it. He's like, fuck y'all. Because he wanted
Like,
Mega
what-
Man.
What's your
Come back the
favorite?
most.
What's your favorite Resident Evil game? Like Dino Crisis, Crino-Disis, Brino-Brisis. It's like, no, that's not what we're asking. Dino Crisis. Yeah, it's good. It's a good time to be a fan of Capcom right now. Like, remake everything. Remake my dad, because he's not good right now. I don't know.
Capcom is on the. It's Capcom. I swear to God, Capcom is one of my favorite publishers ever. Right now, anyway, before the breed takes hold of them, like a certain Western publisher that we all know.
Chino Frisis. Thank you. Thank you. Game adaptation. I'm gonna start calling you Gan. T-Gan. Just so I can say your name quicker. Just to abbreviate you. T-Gan. T-Gan says Chino Frisis. I love that. Thank you. You know how to tickle. Yeah, you know how to tickle my pickle. That was weird.
All right.
All right. Well, anyway, let's. Hey, speaking of Path of the Goddess, do you have anything you want to say about this, Assassin? Gath of the
I played
Potus.
the demo for about 20 minutes last night before I had to turn over and go to bed. I like it.
You made it seem
It's
like
a
you were playing a
unique-
game like this, like on your side, and then you were like, "I'm done."
Oh, that was Mass Effect. Anyway. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Mass Effect
okay.
is pretty good for what it is. But no, I like it. I like what the demo has shown me so far. I only saved like one village in the demo. But hey, it's a good blend between third-person strategy. Never thought I'd say that. With action hack and slash. So it kind of appeals to two audiences. It's one of Capcom's more niche games that they're putting out. So if you're a fan of old school Capcom experimenting with their creativity, you're gonna like this one. Marco, I think you might actually like it, to be honest.
What are you doing up there?
What?
What are you doing up there?
I gotta. I'm reaching.
Oh, I see it. Hang on.
You see it right up there?
Oh
Yeah, that's
my
probably
God,
good.
That's
You
fucked.
can't-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh, that's fucked
It's
up.
alright.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with that sometime.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is
Yeah.
what
Fuck
it is,
you.
but- what might I like? What might I like? Dino Crisis or Path of the Goddess? I know
Goddess.
nothing about Path of the Goddess. I did not watch any Capcom event. I did not know there was a Capcom event. So most of this is actually news.
Yeah,
to
we
me.
get it, Mr. I only play Bethesda. We get the point, right? I'm just saying I think you might like it.
I have been playing a lot of Elden Ring actually, and that's not Bethesda.
Woohoo!
So, therefore,
Woohoo.
I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about the Bethesda thing.
Get all the way up off
Finally,
that thing.
finally, you're off the only Bethesda train.
I don't think he was.
Fuck
ever,
you.
I was never on it. You just put that label. You just put that label on me. You just stuck that
Yep.
up there, and I
Yep.
went, all right. I'm
And
just
you
gonna
blame
roll
me
with it."
when every single time we ask you, hey, what have you been playing? What have you been playing? Oh, just this Bethesda game. The only game that I've
I don't
heard
think
you
that's
say that
true,
you
though.
haven't that you've been
No,
playing.
Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate
Gate.
3, Risk
Yeah.
of
Baldur's
Brain,
Gate 3.
Heroes of Might and Magic,
Civ.
Helldivers, Alan Wake 2, Batman Arkham City,
Civ 6.
Civilization.
You're just listing Bethesda games now.
Yeah, all those were Todd
Just proving
Howard's.
his point. You're just proving his point.
Yeah.
Hey
Ooh, a
Jonas,
Civ
I just
game?
want to say
Can you imagine
this.
a Civ game, but it's
You
set in the
never
Elder Scrolls
know.
universe? That'd be pretty sick, actually.
People asked for like
Like an RTS?
an RTS Elder Scrolls game, yeah, for a while.
Yes,
That's been
that would be amazing. Oh my god, that would be like an Age of Empire style Elder Scrolls game. That would be amazing.
No, I don't
There's,
know.
there's
I don't know if
mods for that in other games.
Age of Empire, but
We have
yeah,
mods.
you can. There's a mod. There's a mod. What is it for? Is it for Crusader Kings, where you
Yeah.
turn everything into Tamriel, and it just
Yep.
makes all of the world Tamriel, and then
Yep.
it
What?
takes place during like the first era or second era or something. Yeah. Total conversion mod for Crusader Kings.
I think there's several time periods actually, because they have several
Oh, that you can do?
scenarios.
There you go.
Love that.
Several scenarios.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, I don't know anything about Path of the Goddess, but I can tell you right now. Do we have a release date?
July
July
18th or
19th.
something like that. Yeah.
July? No,
Mhm.
not happening.
Yes.
Not happening. There's just too many. There's too many games coming out, especially towards the latter half of the year. And even if you just look at right now, for example, the Steam Summer Sale is on. I'm sure that Epic Games has their own competitive sale. Same with probably the Xbox Store in some capacity.
Who cares
Right,
about
so
Epic?
There's just so many. Epic is technically better than Steam in many ways.
I do because they give me
so-
monies back. Yes.
Yeah, they actually give me cash back instead of useless Steam stickers. That's just absolute BS. So
Or
Guys,
super
Jason
cool
Jones,
emojis that DeMarco sends me. Yes.
oh yeah, so cool.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
But there's a lot of really great games on sale at the moment too. Like I just picked up, which I've played some of them before, and it was a good opportunity because I didn't own them on Steam. But like both of the Shadow of games, Shadow War, Shadow of Mordor, I think I got both of them for like $12.
Oh, nice.
I didn't own the Doom reboots on Steam, so I got Doom and Doom Eternal for what was it, $11. And then there's other titles as well that are there that I've been very eager to hop into. Games that I've wanted to try, like DayZ, it's $20 right now.
You want to try DayZ?
So, yeah, I've wanted to for a while.
Hit me
I
up,
just
baby.
Never.
We'll get into that.
What you
Shit.
should consider, Red, is Sons of the Forest, because I know you like survival games. Sons of the
Yes.
Forest is also on sale for like $20.
I'll check
and
that
that
out.
is one of my favorite
That game's jacked up.
survival games.
It's fucked up. Yeah, I've seen some
It is.
stuff. Yeah, it looks pretty.
What you guys should do is
It's-
pick a game that y'all are gonna play together and stick with it.
It's hard.
Well, that's impossible.
It-
don't say
it's
such
never gonna happen.
blasphemous
ADD.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
that's
That's
stupid.
why
That
I
was a stupid-
uninstalled Payday 3.
Stupid idea.
And we'll never go back.
Listen, let's talk about Payday 3, because Assassin, you are an angry little man, and I just
Fuck
need
you!
You make
was
it too
waiting.
easy.
Listen,
He had
and
his
he's
You
like,
make it
on
too
the
easy.
button.
yeah,
Fuck you!
you. Listen, it's okay. Shh. Listen,
Jonas.
Payday, was that you, Jonas? I can never tell who it is.
That was Jonas. That was Jonas.
Okay, it was good. It was good timing. Payday
Mom and Dad, stop
3.
fighting, please.
Payday 3 is getting the same support that Payday 2 got over years. That game is gonna have so much content. It's gonna be overwhelming. So I want to get. I really want to get into it. Like right now. I'm so. God.
Have fun with that.
Listen, you're gonna come with us because we can't play without you because we're such a
Yes, you
tight
can.
team. No, we can't. We can't. So we'll be waiting for you.
Chad,
go
let
ahead
me
and
tell you what he's not telling y'all.
Thank you, Jonas.
So I
hey,
gave
anyone
Red
else
a
got a backwards
chance.
hat?
Thought I'd join the gang.
Thank you.
Yes. I like how
Here
they're
we go.
looking for hats.
I did have one. In there.
Oh, Holly's like, where'd it go?
No, I don't.
Marco, you
Oh, there
should
we
just
go.
put on your Commander Shepard hat.
What is
Put on
that?
your
Is that your
Commander
Mario?
Shepard helmet backwards.
So the Mario hat. Mario hat.
That's good.
Mario.
I love it. Assassin,
Hey, stop.
look at this. Oh my god, we're a team. Oh my god, this is the most I've never felt such a sense of belonging.
Marco Helen.
And he's got the Mario hat. If this is good content, everyone, please
Oh my
take
gosh.
a screenshot, share it out on Twitter, and tell us how attractive we all are. It's great.
This actually, unironically, was part of my PAX costume.
No, that's what I was saying. That has to be your Mario, your Shirley Curry.
Mario.
Yes? It smells like Shirley, right?
No, no.
Mario, yeah, Mario.
Shirley.
You don't
Surely
have to
it does.
piece in.
Holly, that
It's Sammy.
looks really good on you, actually.
Mario.
It looks
Well,
stupid.
Jonas,
Well,
you can
normally
take
it
my
does. It
place.
looks
Any
stupid
treat.
now.
No,
Huh?
it looks really good. It looks really good.
You can take
Yeah.
my place.
Take your plate.
Take my
You
plate.
can take my place in
What you been
Payday
eating?
3.
Okay.
I said place, not plate.
Place.
Assassin,
I
if
don't
you
want your
really
plate.
don't like Payday, you have to just own that.
He probably
and be
doesn't
honest.
like it because we're like you and I wind up laughing in a stupid fit of dumbness, and he's the one like, I'm 3/4 through this thing. What are you guys
What do
doing?
that's actually really true. That's really true. So, and Holly's over
It
here
happened.
like, okay, so
It
I gotta put
happened.
in this code. The code is
It
beep.
totally happened.
and
And I'm already
and then I
downstairs
come
in
up
the-
behind
in the
Holly and I'm
basement.
like, beep 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 beep. beep.
The last time
No,
we
so
played,
chat.
when the guard sort of spotted me and I snuck up the steps and I
Yeah.
passed you, you're like, oh hey Holly, and
Oh my
Oh,
God,
right,
that
in
was
the- in the fucking
funniest
hallway.
thing. That was
Red
the
didn't tell you what happened.
That was like one of the funniest moments of like gaming for me. It was like, it was just so jarring. I was like, oh my god, Holly.
All right, so I'm gonna speak to chat from here on out. So
Oh,
I do
man.
not hate Payday 3. I
Oh,
told Red
God.
this. I gave Red an ultimatum a few weeks ago. Either we play Payday 3, or I'm gonna uninstall and I'm not gonna play it again because I've downloaded and uninstalled it 3 times because he said, "Oh,
Why'd
don't
you do
worry, we're
that?
gonna make this our weekly game. We're gonna play together every week." I'm like,
Yeah, we had
No, we're
scheduling
not.
conflicts. You
And then
know,
after the
people
third
have
time-
life and stuff.
to
you
the
know?
third time I was like, "No, you said every Thursday that we were all available."
Right,
And then
and
what
then
did y'all do?
well,
Y'all went-
Thursdays
you-
became
y'all
not
went
available.
To play something with Colt on PC, or you played with
Yeah.
Jonas. So there was no point. So after waiting a month, I was like, you know what? I'm uninstalling, not downloading it again. No matter how
Assassin,
much he
why
begs.
are you yelling at
no matter how
us?
much
He's
he
always
pleads.
yelling. He's always yelling.
Assassin, you're yelling at us. It's
scolding
making-
us
it's making
all
me
the
dead.
time.
Yeah, just being really
Says-
mean.
Maybe
Yeah,
if
I
y'all
love it.
will stop acting like children,
Mom and
maybe I
Dad,
would.
please
Listen,
stop fighting.
I don't like when you bully us.
I have PTSD from being yelled at.
That got
I know.
deep real quick.
So,
That got deep real
That's
quick.
what she said.
This is what she said actually. After I was done.
I'm sorry, I'm never gonna pass up a good one.
Oh my
Wow, wow,
God.
wiggle wobble, lots of
Unbelievable.
That was so. Jonas, what do you have custom? Do you have custom noises?
No, it's just from other channels.
What? Do another one.
No, I haven't.
Do it again.
Unbelievable.
Unavailable.
All right, now that I've explained
Unbelievable.
myself, Red, I'm sorry, but I'm not downloading Payday again. I'm not doing it.
All right, that's fine. Listen,
If
Jonas,
you want to play it,
you're recruited.
play with someone else.
Okay, that's
I'm
listen,
See,
recruited.
Jonas, you
Assassin,
take my
What?
place.
it's okay. Peanut Broke's digging that hat on Holly. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Looks good. She's like one of the dudes now. That's all you gotta do to become a dude. People are doing all these procedures and stuff. Like, come on, just put on a backwards hat. I mean, come on.
On a hat.
Come on, ladies. Put on a hat if you want to be a man. That's what they say. Anyway, well, that's about it for us. let's do our 20-minute outro of our outros, DeMarco.
DeMarco scolded us. We're really gonna work on this, people. I promise.
We really are. We really are. DeMarco, thank you for being here. as a guest, as a special guest. Remember that? Remember that when I was like in DeMarco? God, that was a long time ago. That was like almost a year ago. I was like, we got the whole panel with us, and DeMarco. Remember that?
I do.
It's been a
It's
like,
etched
yeah.
into my memory.
I was about to say,
I had actually just forgotten about it today.
Oh.
I finally got it out of my mind, and now you brought it back up.
I'm so sorry. It's a hard it's hard to forget.
Now I have to-
It was traumatizing.
I need to relive that.
It's a hard knock, Clive.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. So DeMarco.
You know what you
Yeah?
should pick up? Actually, wait, hold on. My outro,
here we go,
my
20-minute
outro, for my outro, for my 20-minute out. I want everybody to consider picking up Boomerang Fu. It's $9, and you play as little
I bought it.
food. I know.
Remember?
I know. I'm really excited. You play as food like a hamburger or a hot sauce jar or a banana or a sushi or an eggplant, and you throw boomerangs at each other. And the last man standing wins. And it is $9. It is fantastic. If you like the game enough, you can buy DLC that gets you more foods. It's wonderful.
That sounds really fun. It makes me want to play Played Up, Chained Together, Holly.
Can we please schedule Chain Together?
Is it okay? It's out right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, we absolutely need to play that.
That's like that's like a getting over it type game, right? Is that what that
But
is?
you're chained together.
Yeah.
That
and you gotta like figure
horrible.
out. It sounds awesome.
No, you don't get it, DeMarco. There's no cauldron in this one.
Yeah, you're not in a pot.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
stick.
Oh,
You're-
I don't understand because there's no pot. That's
Yeah,
Right.
Now you get it.
foolish.
now you get it.
You silly boy. Yeah. But hey, well, thanks for the insight there, or the recommendation of a game, DeMarco. Thank you. Hey, what video are you working on your channel? Where people can find you? Oh,
You can find me
And
working
go
on
and
my video.
subscribe and-
I'm working on it. It's
a video.
gonna be great. It's gonna be the best
It's in the
the
works.
best video.
It's gonna be terrific.
It's gonna be
Absolutely terrific.
incredible.
It's gonna be
Fantastic.
Terrific, absolutely amazing. It's the best video ever made. This guy, he doesn't know how to make videos. He has no idea how to
He
make
has no
videos.
idea.
I know
don't
how to
even
make
know what
videos.
I don't think he knows what he just said.
So you can find me in the description at DeMarco Dude on YouTube and Twitter.
thank you. Hey, Jonas,
Very
you're the architect, the creator, the white guy with the white beard, the white hair, and Matrix Reloaded. That's you. Is that where people can find you, or
In the Matrix?
in the Matrix? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I'm in the house with the bean trees.
With the mean trees, yeah, exactly. In the house with the bean trees. Yeah, find me up here with the mean streets. I don't know. Anyway, well, thanks, Assassin.
Moving on.
That was good. Yeah. Jonas, thanks for jumping in out of nowhere.
Hey, always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's always fun hanging out. Holly, where can people find you? What you gonna be getting into?
Sorry.
I'll just
I forgot I was on a podcast.
No, I thought the mute button was still on, so I was fumbling to find the mute button.
Yeah, that's cool.
I am actually sending all of you except Assassin, sorry, because you don't have a PC, chained together right now. And the four of us are going to
What?
play Chained Together.
What do you mean you're sending it
It's
to?
$5. It's $5.
Girl, shit. All right. Well, there it goes. Thank you so much, Holly. That's
So we are required
Holly.
to play Chained Together.
That's
together
exciting.
because I need those Steam points. And I'm gonna
Oh.
be working on Elden Ring DLC. That's my goal.
That's fantastic.
And I would like to check out those demos for the first Descendants. Came out today, or has a? I think it came out today.
It came out today.
Right. I don't know about that. It's a looter shooter. But I'll have to check it out. But for sure, I'm gonna try Kunitsugami, I think. And then whatever. Sorry. I don't know whatever else it was. But I'm gonna try it. And I'm definitely gonna force you all to play Chain together with me because
Yeah, well, it's done now. Yeah, thank you.
it's good life
Seriously.
content.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to play it now. Yeah, I mean, I was already excited, but now I have an obligation. So, hey, Assassin, what you gonna be getting into, man? You had a video you put together that was great. It was hilarious. And you put out the short. The Shadow Mirror bit killed me. It was so funny. So you gonna be working on
I
stuff?
put out a few shorts actually. Yes.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is I've been live streaming on Twitch, and I highlight the funny bits, and then I edit it into a video on my YouTube channel. So if you guys are interested or you want to be a part of it, the link for Twitch and YouTube are in the description down below. As making a video, you really want a video and don't have to wait for someone else to make a video for another 3 months, I'll be sure to get one out on Friday. I've decided I'm going to put a video out at least once a week on Fridays. So look forward to that. As for what I'm going to be playing, I'm going to be playing the First Descendant tonight. With my Siege squad, I convinced them all to download it since it's free to play. We'll be streaming that later tonight while you guys are playing Chain Smoker or whatever. And I'll be playing Elden Ring.
Nice.
I'll be
You're
playing
really-
Elden
you're
Ring
really
and
bullying
Siege.
us.
for the
You're
rest
really
of the week.
bullying us tonight, Assassin.
You didn't really mean to us today, but hey,
I don't know what
you know.
this. I don't know what this
You
mood
guys-
is.
you guys make it so easy.
What is this mood?
Yeah, it's
So that's what I'll be doing.
hey, just no remorse whatsoever. Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you,
Lone
Assassin.
wolf of the group. What do you expect? You expect a lone wolf to just not be aggressive? Come on. You
You're
guys have
not
this whole
alone.
pack mentality.
You're not
Each
alone.
other. I'm like,
I should
okay,
go.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, we should go. Oh God. Yeah, it's been a chill show. It's been very tame. I think I got all my energy out last night, like making sure that Cold Eastwood lost like 75 subs or something. So I was like sort of chilled today. But hey, and of course with Jonas here, he's got such a presence about him that just reverberates throughout the room.
Yeah,
and I can hear
I'm
it.
bringing all the energy down with the Scandinavian.
It's just chill. It's like a low hum. Like, you know, like in like Star Wars movies when
Like
they
a
go to,
fan in your bedroom.
Yeah, exactly. You're like my fan in my bedroom, just blowing me all night, blowing on me all night, keeping me cool. And
Yep,
Yep.
there it is.
there it is.
Which one
I
of the
said
fans
that.
in chat?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. That
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
fan, got it. That
yeah,
kind
that
of
kind of.
fan.
Yeah. Not like a fan.
Got it.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right. We've lost
That's
everyone.
understood.
Thank you all
Yeah.
so much for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye, everyone. Oh wait.
Fuck you.
Thank you. That was good.